That Kanye West confidence. How do you get that? So a week or two ago, I finished watching the Kanye West documentary on Netflix. As a big fan of Kanye, it was awesome to see him in that context, the journey from where he started and to where he is now today. And I love these type of things that show us more of a person like Kanye. I'm gonna relate it to like when he was on Joe Rogan, because that was like one of the first times, at least for me, like it was like, oh, I actually get to hear Kanye talk. Not media or headlines or clickbait titles of saying this or that about Kanye or calling him crazy or all this stuff, but actually seeing how Kanye gets down and how his mind works and just more of his personality and his thought process, stuff like that. A lot of people write off Kanye and call him crazy, but I mean, they say crazy and genius go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. But yeah, that confidence, that power of belief. I find it very important to have a strong belief, a strong faith in something bigger, higher than you, in a God, a higher power, whatever it might be, love. But at the same time, also having that belief and faith in yourself, in your capabilities, and what you are setting out to go and do. A big thing that impacts this is your parents and how you were raised, if they installed that strong confidence and belief in you. And as for Kanye's sake, obviously his mom is one of the main reason why he believed he could do literally anything he wanted. Anything he set his mind to, anything he set out to do, he could accomplish, he could overcome, he could achieve. And you just saw his mom feed that into him and really just plant that seed. And as he got older and accomplished more, his mom was there along the journey. It's just feeding that fire and watching it grow bigger and bigger. And I do think there is ways, even if necessarily you didn't have that type of support or love or confidence brought into you through your parents, there is other ways still as you get older, as you grow, as you evolve, as you mature, that you can do it for yourself. Getting good at something is one way. Watching yourself level up at an activity or hobby or passion can definitely bring more confidence onto yourself. Physical changes, whether it's a tattoo, going to the gym, dyeing your hair, stuff like that can definitely also raise your confidence. And that's the thing, like I'm sure even Kanye has days where maybe he's not as confident, It's a constant journey, there's ups and downs. It's never just like, okay, you reach this plateau of confidence and you just stay there forever. Every day brings on a new level of confidence, and some days are gonna be better and some days are just gonna be worse. But yeah, back to belief. I remember thinking when I was younger, I was like, man, what if people, the type of belief, the strong faith that you can find in a church, what if people had that belief but in themselves? What if they thought they couldn't do any wrong? Whatever it was that they set out to do or set their eyes on or set their goals on, they could just accomplish. What if that belief in a higher power, we established that sort of belief and faith within ourselves and gave us that type of trust? And I think about that because I don't think enough people do, and even a lot of people with a strong faith in God, whatever it might be, I believe there's only one God, regardless of the politics of God. But yeah, what if we all had that belief in us? And how would it affect us as we go about our day and go out to set and accomplish these goals? On some anime shit for real, like the power of belief is crazy. It really is. And I think that's one of the things that this documentary on Kanye West establishes so well. And he says something, he's like, man, like overconfident. They say overconfident, cocky, like they say like that's a bad thing. He's like, how can you be overconfident? Of course, when I'm rapping or making beats, he feels like he's the best. But then he goes on to say, you should also feel that way about yourself and what it is that you do. Like, should you not step out there and just feel like you are untouchable and you are the best? And if you have the time and abilities and effort behind that, that can raise your belief in yourself. And then it just becomes a snowball. And as long as you're conscious and aware, don't let that belief become ignorance. You got to stay aware and conscious, because it could definitely become ignorance. And I think that's when it gets to a level of cocky. But that's the thing, if you can back it up, man, like all the best, some of the biggest athletes and artists and all these things, they talk the talk, but they also walk the walk. And that's why they are as big as they are, and why we talk about them, and why they are known. So yeah, just man, having that belief is such a beautiful thing for a higher power, but then also for yourself. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand, because once you realize that we are a part of God, or we are a part of the universe, or we all are a part of the higher power, it's so crazy how much belief can really affect things. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll post this as my 100th video. But yeah, I'm about to hit 100 YouTube video uploads in less than a year. And the thing is, if I didn't even have the belief that something could come out of this, or that people would watch, I wouldn't have even made it this far. I wouldn't even have picked up a camera. I wouldn't have made the first step. And that's how powerful belief is. It even gets you just through the door. And it's something else to keep that strong faith, even when, you know, you might have thought you're gonna win or take home first place. But even when you don't, how can you cultivate that belief and keep that faith strong? For it just continues to push you in the momentum and get you to where you want to be. The power of belief is just wild. And you know, maybe Kanye is right. Maybe there's no such thing as too confident. Maybe we should all be too confident. Maybe it's a trap that they wanted us to think like, oh, don't get too confident. Don't be thinking you could do anything, because that's a dangerous thought. But like I said, I think you honestly need to be, back to people think, you know, calling Kanye crazy, you kind of need to be crazy enough to even believe it's going to work out, to believe that you have the power, that you can actually do it. It takes that level of belief. And I believe that.